And we are live. Hey there, everybody. Greetings. This is Ann C. coming at you. Alrighty, I've got to adjust this so you can see. Oh boy. Let's see. I'm going to move this way. Hi there, Greg. Happy New Year to you. Here's where I'm trying to get at. Isn't that wild and crazy? Whoops, now I just lost everything. Can't even see my screen. Well, I hope you guys see my screen. There, I'm going to take the funny hat off. Okay. So, hey there. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Greg. So this is our Voice of E-commerce call, which we do weekly. And this is to let people know that we're real people. And we connect with our folks on a daily basis in a mentorship capacity. So thrilled and excited to have you guys here. Now, I had intended to come in through a different software, and that didn't work for me today. Has anybody ever had your software not work for you? That's what happened for me. So I am planning to share my screen, but I'm not in my normal software. And I saw a button before I started that it would be possible for me to do that, but I don't see it anywhere on the screen. It was there a moment ago. So I don't know, Lisa, if you know how. It made it look like I was going to have an option to share my screen. And if not, well, this is going to be a really different kind of call because I was going to show you. Yeah, that's right, Greg. Anyway, so apparently that feature that was going to allow me to share the screen is not doing so. I saw it right before I hit live. It said share screen and it, boom, vanished. Well, alrighty, so that's we call that check and adjust here at the E-commerce Business School. So I'm going to provide for you as best I can. I had intended to make this visual. So I'm going to start at the beginning. So every Wednesday, typically on Wednesday, sometimes we change that, but our new member orientation, we do what's called a goal setting exercise. And it's this dream casting exercise where there's a calendar on the screen. So you would be seeing that if I could share my computer, but I can't, my screen. Anyways, and you're projecting out 6 months. Now, it doesn't have to be 6 months. It could be 3 months. It could be 1 month. But the reason I say 6 months is because this is a business. And if you have been in business previously, you know that a business takes time and what's the other word? Work. And there's just no disputing it. It takes time and work. And there's no guarantees on top of it. There's zero guarantees, right? And if there is any kind of guarantee, that rests more on your shoulders than anything. But anyways, I'll just say, what I do with my new members is then I ask them, where do you want to be 6 months from now? And I tell them, don't be thinking the money. The money is just the vehicle that gets you to what you want. And I say, we'll talk about that in a moment. But it's really about what is the outcome that you want in your life as a result of your business. See, business is a vehicle to create an outcome for you. And of course, the best of all worlds is when your business is something that you love, you're passionate about, and you wouldn't even consider it working because you love it. That's not work. It's passion, it's love, it's a love project, right? And for a lot of people, that is what it is. It becomes their baby, much like a child. If you've raised children and you pour your heart and soul into your children, a business is that way too. Anyway, so I ask people, what do they want as their outcome? And I unmute a handful of people and they share with me and I write it on the screen and it's just wonderful. People really open up their hearts. And it really comes down to that. Your business originates out of your heart. What do I want? What is the outcome I want? And there are no right or wrong answers. It's extremely varied, right? Oh, this document that I'm referring to, Greg, I was thinking I'll just load it as a PDF right in this thread. And right now, as of today, it's got January 2019 on my document. I was going to share it on the screen, but I will load it up in the comment section. Hopefully I can do that. But anyways, And so I asked them, where do you want to be 6 months from now? What does it look like and what does it feel like? And that's because we are wired as emotional critters. And there's a lot of business that's very much about the, number crunching, and you've got to be objective. But there's really this high emotional aspect too, and there's no discounting it. I'm sorry. There's no one who could successfully say, or legitimately say, oh no, you don't really need to bring your heart into this. No, because you're going to put in, it's the exchange of your blood, sweat, and tears. That's your emotions, right? And you put that into your baby. So I asked them, what do you want? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And so for me, I like to win. I don't know, there's just something about that. I like to win. And I call that win stacking. So you get a small win and you're like, yeah, baby, I had my first sale. Great. And then you're going to go for what? 2 sales. Yeah, baby. And it's a win moment. And as you progress and you get more steady, which the main thing is you want to set steady benchmarks. So instead of a business being cattywampus up and down all the time, no, you want to set benchmarks that create consistency in your life. And especially because you want to rely on it as an income, a source of income. So you're looking for, you get your wins. You go, this is awesome. I made my first sale. Hey, maybe I can get 2 sales. But you have to quantify it in the context of time. Does that make sense? You don't say, well, I want to get a whole bunch of sales. You say, I want to get, okay, this is great. I made 1 sale. Now I want to get 5 sales per week. And then you set a benchmark. And you want to see if you can reach that benchmark and maintain it. They say a minimum of 3 times consecutively. Here's the key. Not cattywampus and you're all zigzagging all over the place, but consecutively. Now you can properly set a goal because you have met some consistent benchmarks. Otherwise, it's what we call pie in the sky or a wag, wild ass guess. And that's okay. You don't know what you don't know when you start in that way. And I'll hear that in the new member orientation. It's not very quantified. It's just kind of this, I just want to get rich. And your brain goes, I don't even know what you're talking about. Your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is looking for very clear and direct marching orders that it can align and follow itself with. Alrighty, so continuing on with this sheet and exercise, then I bring it down to numbers. What kind of monthly income do you need? And then they say, because a lot of them will say they want to get rid of debt. By far and above, that is the number one thing people say in our new member orientation for their goal is they want to get rid of debt. Well, then you have to have a plan. So you say, one gal last week, she said, I want to pay down $23,000 in debt. Okay, now she's got a target to aim for. Now she has to create a plan. And that plan is realized by getting into the action, noting your numbers, setting reasonable benchmarks, and then doing realistic goal setting. And then as you are dialed in emotionally to your goal, so that outcome, when they say they want their debt paid off, I'll ask them, now what does that feel like? What are you going to do the day you pay off all your debt? What does that day look like? They're like, what are you talking about? I said, I want to know, are you going to go out and celebrate? Are you going out for dinner? Do you book a vacation? I mean, what are you going to do? When you get that debt paid off, what are you going to do? And the more you can embed into your physiology what that looks and feels like, you can close your eye and you're totally in that state. And you know exactly how that's going to feel. You with me? Here's why you need to do that. You are inevitably going to hit some challenges along the way. That is one thing I can guarantee you. That's a guarantee I can make for you, is you will hit bumps and challenges along the way. But when you remember the why of what you're doing and what you want to accomplish, that gets so embedded in you that you want to be what's called unstoppable. Martha, you've heard me reference her story. She became unstoppable. And yet in week 2, she came this close to quitting. this close. And her husband said, no, 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 no. That's not the Martha I know. And somehow that was enough for her to, you know, bootstrap, put on her big panty girl, her big girl panties, you know, the grow up part. That's the growing up part. And resistance is all about just altering your perception. That challenge, it's all about perception. So that challenge comes dancing and walking right in your life, stares you in the face, and you look through that thing and you go, wait, get out of here. I have a bigger goal in mind here, and I'm going for whatever it was, your declaration of intent, the outcome that you're looking for. That steadfastness, you're going to keep rowing your boat to pay off that looming debt that feels like prison. And you should amplify that pain, because you know what? Pain is the best motivator of all. Humans, statistically, not always, but percentage-wise, people are more prone to work their butt off when they have a fire under their butt and there's pain that's driving them, rather than, yeah, man, I just want to get a fast car and a big house. Okay, which from our polling, that's always dead last for what people want out of life. It's always dead last in about a 1 or 2% rank when we do that survey, albeit that's my audience and everything's relative to your particular audience. But all to say, that reason why you're doing what you're doing, and it's not always about money. People say, because I got to prove to myself that I can do this, because I know I'm going to be a better person as a result. That's a lot of what motivates me. I just want to be better than who I already am. Another reason at a biological level is I want to better secure my future. Well, I don't fantasize about it. What I know about the future is as I bring value into people's lives, that people are willing to pay me for it. So I'm on a quest to always create value. So you as an Amazon seller, you're creating value because you bring products to the Amazon marketplace. You make some end consumer happy. You make a store owner happy. You've got some products off their shelf if you're doing local retail arbitrage, and you made yourself happy. That's driving value in the marketplace. True or true? Of course it is. When someone buys your used book off of Amazon, you gave value. So securing your ability to bring value to the marketplace and into people's lives is how you better secure your, you know, at a biological level, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we all want those primary needs met. Then you get into self-actualization, right? And so how do you get the base stuff and then some met at the higher plane? By bringing value. By bringing value, the hard nuts and bolts. Hi there, Lynn. Hey, hi, Dawn. Pleasure to have you here, Dawn. Hope your little one is doing well. That's awesome. All right, so let's talk about it, and we'll give this a wrap. I will load up this sheet for you, Greg, being that you asked about it, and I meant to share my screen, but I wasn't able to do that today. Guys, if you looked out 6 months from now, June 1st, or end of June, let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June, end of June. What's the number one thing you want to accomplish? Number one in your life. What is it that you want? And your plan is for your business to bring that to fruition for you. Hi there, Betty. Happy New Year to you too. So what is that number one thing? You can write that in the panel. If you don't know it off the top of your head, that's okay. But you should have it. You should have it. Okay. What I do is I put it up on the wall and I look at it and I go, oh yeah, I'm gonna make that sucker happen. Because when you learn to be in the driver's seat and create your life, instead of these, the woe is me model is life just happens to me. It just keeps happening to me. And you betcha it does. It does for everybody. But then there's people who believe they are a cause and effect to change a future outcome. That they are a cause and an effect. And how do you prove that first and foremost? You prove it to yourself. You prove it to yourself. Right? Instead of watching, being a bystander in life, look at Martha go. You say, get out of town. That's going to be me. Those are going to be my numbers, right? That's why we have to have role models. And so you become the driver, the actualizer in your life. You guys tracking with me? And it begins with your why. I've interviewed Simon Sinek. His book is called Start With Why. If you don't know what your why is, you better get to work on that one. The worst thing in life, I believe, in all humanity, is to be driftless and not know why the heck you're here. Why the heck are you here? Dig deep if you have to. Dig deep in your soul. Do some deep introspection. But I think most of you, you're here and you have that. But if not, get it clarified. So here's your homework. I'm going to load up this sheet for you guys in the comments section below. If Lisa may have to help me if I can't get at the document in there. I think I can. Otherwise, we'll have a link. And then you do this homework, all righty? And make this an awesome 2019. Does this make sense, everybody? This is something I could train on for a very, very long time, but we got to keep it to about 15 minutes. So that's it. It's a wrap. Hey, happy 2019, everybody. All righty. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.